You are not alone when you're feeling doubtful in manifestation. It's a completely normal thing to experience because your brain is wired a certain way and now you're trying to tell it something completely different. Having resistance when you are trying to change your story and manifest something new, again, is completely normal, and it's something that a lot of people do experience because resistance is showing you that something is happening. Something is happening under the surface, because if there was nothing going on, there would be no resistance created. Okay, so it's like, yes, your brain's trying to resist something because it's trying to hold on to that old story, trying to protect you. As we know, that's its job. But the more you persist with your new story, the more slowly and gradually your subconscious mind is going to accept that story. Now, somebody said to me the other day, what's the quickest way to impress your subconscious mind? Now, I don't think there's like a one size answer for this. In my experience and from what I've learned, the quickest way to impress your subconscious mind is in state akin to sleep, when you're in that sort of drowsy sleep state just before you fall asleep. I love being in that state, and you're visualizing and you're listening to sleep tapes and affirmations, because I always use this example. It's like your conscious mind has a guard in front of it and your subconscious is just in the back doing its thing. But when you're in that state, that guard is down, so you can get into the subconscious, if that makes sense. I don't know if I explained that right, because I said the conscious with the guard. The guard's in front of the subconscious. But anyway, so you haven't got that like thing there going, no, this isn't true, this isn't true. So it's a lot easier to impress your subconscious. But ultimately, it does come down to staying consistent and persistent with your story, no matter what is going on in the 3D. And I cannot stress this enough, because this is the number one thing that comes up with clients that I'm working with when they come to work with me and they say, like, I'm focusing on time, I have doubts come up, it's not happened yet. A lot of you look at your 3D for that validation. Stop looking at the 3D for the validation. The validation is when you feel in that place where you care but you don't care. Like, you know you still want what you want and it's yours, but you've got to that place where you don't care because your subconscious mind has accepted this as truth, although it's not in the 3D yet, it will be, and you just don't have that attachment to it. And I said this to a client I was working with yesterday. You no longer have that attachment, meaning you can still think about it and still know that it's something you want, but you've impressed your subconscious so much so with the new story that you no longer feel need for it. You no longer are searching for it or looking at time. You just sort of feel relaxed in the sort of knowing that it's going to unfold. And that's the idea. That's the not the idea. I can't speak today. That's the place that we want to get at. Okay, so if you persist in these statements that say this is who I am now, and you persist in that story and you affirm that with conviction, like, this is me, this is my reality, you will get what you want. Stop looking at time. When doubts come up, know it's normal. Just gently redirect your thoughts. And, consistently remind yourself that the reality that is currently playing out is old, and the reality you're choosing, all that matters is what you're thinking right now. What you're thinking right now is creating your reality tomorrow, hypothetically. So keep persisting. Don't give up. What you want is already yours, because if it wasn't, or you couldn't experience it, you wouldn't even be able to conjure up the idea in your mind. And I always say this because it's true. You wouldn't be able to imagine something if it wasn't possible for you to experience. Okay, so the fact that the desire is already there means that it exists, and you are just stepping into that version of reality where you already have it. And you do that by consistently showing up as the version of you that has it with your mind, affirmations, visualizations, scripting, inner conversations, however you want to do it. It's a personal choice.